Welcome to today's Real Estate Things. All right, today we're going to be talking about what happened in October across the U.S. housing market. The slides you're looking at today, courtesy of 72 Sold, and Sarah Perkins over at Clear Title was the one that put these things together. Big shout out to her. She does awesome work over there. So let's get started. This is what we're going to go over. We're going to talk about supply and demand, home sales and pricing, contract ratios, and real estate news. So here we go. It's no surprise. I mean, we're in November. This is the holiday season. This is when the housing market slows down. And it most definitely has slowed down. And currently have about 20% fewer homes hitting the market. So that's a combination of just the natural ebb and flow of real estate, and also the current interest rates are also affecting how many people are putting the houses on the market. Something to note is down there at the bottom, Texas is up 10% since the beginning of September. Existing single-family homes inventory is up 2% over the last 2 weeks and up 34% over the last year. So I know this graph looks like everything's going down, but as you can see over here on the to the right there, in the between January and July, it's really started to creep back up. However, it's still a lot less than what we had in 2019, 40% lower than in 2019. Why? Why does that happen? Well, I'll tell you, COVID had this effect on the entire economy where the supply chain was absolutely disrupted, to include in the housing market. And when that happens, it doesn't allow for the new houses to be built. So really what happens is the number of houses for sale, the supply is just not keeping up with the demand. The goal is to have a 4 to 6 month supply of houses on the market at all times, and up until recently, all the way up until January 2023, you can see that we're all the way up around 9.2 months in September, up from 8.1 in August. Buyer demand. What are we going to do about this here? So we've got first-time buyers, and they're still living with their parents, or they're living in their apartment. They just renewed the lease because interest rates currently are up there and are projected to tick even a little bit higher. And what that does is it just depresses the ability for somebody to get into a house and meet their monthly budget. It's not so much that the house is super expensive. It's that the interest rate tacked on to the price of the house makes it just out of a lot of people's range. Mortgage applications. What are you going to do when your monthly budget is blown? The issue that everybody's going to run into as they do this, when renting, all those prices are going to go up because the people that actually own the houses, their mortgages are going to be going up. So that is the downside of renting, is that you are always vulnerable to a price increase on your basic housing. Whereas when you go out and buy, you lock in your rate at a 30-year rate at a certain dollar amount. And the only thing that's going to change is your taxes will change, and the insurance that you have to pay for will change. Other than that, it's all the same. And it's, so it's closer to a static price than a rental is. Because whenever you're renting, you have to factor in that all the things that as a homeowner you're paying for, well, a renter is paying all of those things plus some money for the owner. So the owner makes some profit out of it. So when it comes right down to it, though it may look like a better deal to rent, in the long run, it is definitely not a better deal, because every month that you rent, that is 100% interest. Here it is. Active listings versus homes under contract. So we're talking about a contract ratio for single family homes And as you can see, it's down 60% from 64% last week. So this is a little bit in the rear. So this information is a couple of weeks old, but you get the point here. You can see where there's a delta. The inventory is rising, pendings are falling, which is creating an increase in houses that are on the market. And usually, if a house sits on the market, it's probably because it's not priced right. They're probably asking just a little bit too much for it. There's a nicer house. So if you have two houses side by side, one of them's got a little nicer finishings than the other one. They both cost the same. Which one are you going to go for? You're going to go for the one that's got the little nicer finishings, right? And by doing so, that leaves this guy high and dry out on the market and just floating around for days and weeks. Whereas if it's priced properly, it'll be the prettiest house at that price and therefore gets sold. Pending home sales are down 31% year over year. You can see where I'm at down in the south over here. I'm in Northwest Florida. My little happy place is right here. That's the zone that I work in. So basically everything from Destin to Pensacola, to include Eglin Air Force Base and Herbert Field, Whiting Field, NAS Pensacola. All those places I help people, mostly military people and retirees, move in and out of this area. But you can see month over month, it is down 8.1% in my zone. What is it in your zone? Which zone are you from? Hit me in the comments, let me know. 42.5% of active listings have taken at least one price reduction. Now, this is just a straight price reduction where the seller says, oh, I goofed up on the price, we need to drop the price down a little bit. But it doesn't, and we don't have the stats on how many houses are providing incentives. Say like a strategy that can be used is if your house is at $350,000 and you have somebody that is having a hard time, would have a hard time making those monthly bills. What you can do is offer them a $10,000, between $7,000 and $10,000, to one buy down, and that's going to temporarily lower the interest rates. And so that's something that isn't being tracked. So we don't know how many people are doing that and how that's affecting the market. But I will tell you that it is affecting the market. It's affecting the military people that I work with, because I've actually used those products before, helped others to use those products, I should say, to get them into a house at a better monthly payment. The big news out of this one is the price cuts haven't stopped. You can see the price reductions over there, 42.5%, and they're still on the rise. November, December, it's kind of like a chill time for real estate because people are thinking about the holidays and they're not really thinking about moving to the next spot. Typically, you would see that number going down, and it's nowhere in sight going down yet. Median prices, you can see here that the median price is down almost 10% over the last 5 months. So basically all that is a reflection of the real estate market not being COVID crazy. It's starting to roll back to a market of traditional setting where money isn't free and you can't get into a house for 2%. The last 2 years. So a lot of people coming into the market now, they're thinking that, oh, geez, the current rate that I'm at is terrible. Well, it's all relatively speaking because prior to COVID-19, the interest rates were higher than they were during the entire time of the pandemic. And now they're just bouncing back up to that to slow the economy down. Sales prices declined 7%. The year-over-year change in the median price peaked at 25.2% in May 2021. So September closed sales, here you go. To be expected, down because there's not as much movement going on. Sales declined 1.5% month over month. And if you adjust that over the year, that's 23.8% down. So just a whole bunch of 1.5 million fewer sales. Existing sales year over year. All right, so like I said, this was December's numbers that we're looking at right now. As you can see, the trend is going down, down, down for 2022 compared to what it was for 2021. And of course, the rest of the graph isn't filled out because we haven't made it into November, December yet. Closed sales in September were close, they were mostly, contracts were signed in July and August for September closings. So with a 30-year mortgage, the average rate was about 5.3%. We all know that that's going to be a different number here very shortly. And it's currently increased to 6. Actually, it's currently increased to 7 already. And they expect it to go even higher over the next couple of months. And then we're going to see it start to dip down. So this is something cool. 72 Sold is a program for selling houses. And the beauty of this thing is they utilize the same practices that the luxury auction houses use when they set up their listings. And you can see here that 72 sold contract ratio 42.25% higher, which means that they're selling more houses for people and garnering them approximately 12% more than the traditional way of selling houses. So 72 Sold, awesome program that I use in my business and highly recommend it. Okay, real estate news. Open Door investors filed a complaint with the FCC. So this is kind of a surprise. We're having all the iBuyers are starting to fail and really lose their shirts. Open Door is just one of many that are having problems. Basically, the lawsuit just says that their algorithm can't adjust for the way the market swings, and therefore those investments were not made as they should have been made. I'm going to take a look at something here real quick. Let me pull this up. Redfin shuts down iBuyer Redfin program while slashing 13% of their workforce. So again, with the iBuyers, what that is that's somebody that wants to, generally speaking, wants to give you a lowball offer to get the house, and then they're going to turn around, maybe do some repairs to it, maybe not do anything to it, and then list it at a higher price. So anyway, that was the business model that had been going on for a couple of years, and now they're starting to pay the piper. Hey, so hope you got a little something out of this, and you guys have a great day, and I will see you at the next time we get together. Take care. Bye.